confusion path.
We are good to go. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guest. A warm welcome to meeting number 254 of the Gabby Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Prasangmani, your Sergeant at Arm for today's meeting. As Sergeant at Arm, it is my duty to highlight some key points. The first, the meeting is blocked for 2 hours, urging you to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefit. Second, your video should be on, your audio should be off. Only unmute yourself when you need to speak or call to speak. Regarding the topic of sex, politics, and religion, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restriction, at the Gabby Toastmaster Club, we request all the role takers and speaker to be mindful while speaking on these topics and abstain from expressing any controversial view. Our club mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skill, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me now hand over the meeting to our today presiding officer, DTM Sauradatta. Before I do so, let me introduce DTM Sauradatta. DTM Sauradatta is a two-time distinguished Toastmaster who has completed all 11 Toastmasters pathways. With over 20 years of leadership experience at SP, Target, and JCPenney, he is seasoned expert in analytics, strategy, and marketing. Now a social entrepreneur, he co-founded Practive in 2020 to support students, MSMEs, non-profits, and women entrepreneurs. A proud father and lifelong learner, Saurav is a passionate about empowering others through learning and leadership. Now let's welcome Medium Soradatta with a round of applause.
Thank you so much. That was our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Prasang Mani. A warm welcome to everyone to the Gabbys meeting number 254. I hereby call the meeting to order. I would like to start this meeting by welcoming our guests. So I see we have quite a few guests here. But before that, if I may request our guests and our Toastmasters to also turn on their cameras. Uh, Let me start with our guest, Barnali Devnath. Barnali, can you give me a quick introduction about yourself, a quick 30 seconds introduction uh, about who you are and what brings you to the Gabbys? Barnali, are you there? Okay.
Hi, hi. Good morning. I think I am struggling with the video. One
No.
second. Let me start it.
Mhm.
Yeah. One second.
Yes, all good. Yeah, we can
Hi.
see.
Good
Hi.
morning. It's dark inside my room.
It's okay.
Okay. So my name is Bernali, and I also have a professional experience of 20 plus. And I work for IM Bangalore. So my purpose, to be very frank, I am actually searching for a platform wherein I can express myself because I shifted to Bangalore 2.5 years back. I joined IM Bangalore. I'm taking care of the custom program, but live previously when I was in my hometown Jabalpur, MP, it was full of challenges. But after coming to Bangalore, the life is going very smooth and I'm not getting a space and a scope to express myself. So that's how has pushed me to think about a platform wherein I can express myself, I can explore, I can being into a challenges which will push beyond the limits. So This was possibly one of the purpose of searching.
Thank you so much, Barnali. Can we move on to our next guest, Muhammad Yasin Ali? Yasin, would it be possible for you to introduce yourself? Okay, we'll come back to Yasin. I see Muskan Rahman. Muskan, please introduce yourself.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
So, everyone, hello, good morning. I'm Muskan Rahman, a recent graduate, and I got a first opportunity from Saurabh sir to get started my career. And sir is the person who motivate me to join Toastmaster and now help me to join this club, Gatsby, so that I can improve myself, my communication for my own betterment and to help myself to grow and learn while earning and also giving back the means the opportunity I get to provide myself and give exactly what everyone expect things from me. So I will try my best to learn and will definitely I think I will do better in my communication. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muskan. Okay, I see DTM Umar Farooq, very old friend of mine. DTM Umar, would it be possible for you to quickly introduce yourself?
Yes, definitely. I am distinguished Toastmaster Omar Farooq Awan from Punjab, Pakistan, living in Saudi Arabia for past 12 years and attending a meeting in probably in India, Bangalore. And it's great to be here. I am a senior internal auditor by profession and a Toastmaster by passion. And I have been currently the president of Sand Dunes Toastmasters Club in Riyadh. I have been a past area director and I have been in different leadership roles in District 79, Saudi Arabia. Me and Saurabh goes back a long time when I remember I invited him for a as a test speaker in our contest for area, and it was great pleasure to be connected with him, and it's a pleasure to be part of this meeting. I found the theme very interesting, finding your blind spots. So I don't want it to be a blind spot, not to maybe ignore the meeting or something. So that's why I join in, and I hope to learn a lot. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, DTM Umar. So that was distinguished Toastmaster Umar Farooq. We also have another guest who hates that if I call him a guest, but still, technically he is a guest. So a warm welcome to Toastmaster Noor Muhammad. Noor, thank you for joining our meeting. Yeah, you'll not get to see Noor. That's a privilege only a few have. You'll only get to see the background and some emojis time and again. Yeah. So thank you so much, all our guests, for joining the Toastmasters meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. The the purpose of Toastmaster, as as we can see, that people come into a Toastmaster meeting with different expectations. Like we have got Abarnali, who's coming in with the expectation of learning how to express herself, not necessarily in a professional space, but also in the social space. We also have, on the other hand, we have got someone like Muskan, who's joining with the expectation of improving her communication skills for our professional growth. And that's what the beauty of Toastmasters is all about, because generally you find a platform which is very customized to a certain purpose of learning, right? So either it's for professional speaking or for social speaking, or you find platforms customized for a certain level. Like there are platforms for beginners, there are platforms for pro speakers. Toastmasters is one such beautiful platform where we have an opportunity to develop our communication skills, our leadership skills, irrespective of where we are in our speaking journey. So, for someone who's just getting started with expressing themselves, with public speaking, with communications, leadership, Toastmasters is the place. If you're already a pro communicator, you're already a public speaker, you're already a keynote speaker, you're already a people leader, you're already expressing yourself in multiple platforms, and you want to take that to the next level, Toastmasters is the place for you. If you're really good in public speaking, people actually come to you for your classes and people want come to you for your coaching, and you now want to become a TEDx speaker or you want to become a TED speaker and you really want to dazzle the stage, Toastmasters is the place for you. So whether you're a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 9 or a 9.5 on a scale of 10 in terms of public speaking, leadership, communication, Toastmasters is the place for you. This place was created by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in 1924, almost 100 years back, when he was the director education of YMCA in US. And he found that many of his employees, his co-workers, they were struggling to express themselves, particularly in social settings. And that's when the idea of Toastmaster originated. That's when the first Toastmasters Club was born. From then till now, the journey has been profound. Today, we are almost 300,000 members strong. I think the exact number would be somewhere around 280K, 280,000 members across the world. And there are 16,000 Toastmasters Club in 149 countries. And that is the strength of Toastmasters today. The Gabbys Toastmasters Club was started 5 years back in 2020 with our charter president, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. And from then till here, again, this has been an extremely rewarding and an enriching journey. The Gabbys has been a place where people have come and expressed themselves with the intent of growing, with the intent of letting others know about themselves, with the intent of sharing stories which they were otherwise very scared to share with the world. We take a lot of pride in creating a platform where people feel valued, people feel safe, where everyone can come and express themselves without any fear, without any doubt that they would be judged or they would be put down. And that is how we have been able to build this space over this last 5 years. Thanks to our members, thanks to our officers, this has been possible. This has also been a club of achievers, a lot of success stories that we have in the club within Toastmasters and beyond. Talking about within Toastmasters, the contests has been one place where the Gabbys has always done really well. So for the last 5 years, in every single year, the Gabbys has won at the division level, at least up to the division level, and in many cases even at the district level, in various formats of the contest. Two such contests are coming up. I hereby announce the dates for the contest of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. The International Speech Contest of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club will be held on 14th of February, Saturday, 10 a.m., 9 a.m. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. In a hybrid mode. And the evaluation speech contest of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club would be held. I'm sorry. Yeah, the evaluation speech contest would be held on 7th of February, again in the hybrid mode. And our on-site location where we do our in-person meetings are in Infantry Road in Bangalore. But these are all hybrid contests, so you can join these you can contest from anywhere in the world. We also have the contest chair and the chief judge ready for the contest. The contest chair for our contests will be Toastmasters Ashank Bhatt, the division director, Division B, District 92, Toastmasters International. And the chief judge for the contest will be Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan. He is a very veteran Toastmaster, and both of them will be officiating over this contest. The rest of the role takers will be announced by the contest chair in due time. The dates for the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club, our sister club that we have, the other club which meets every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m., will be announced by the club president, Toastmaster Sabitakar, during the club meeting this Tuesday. So please stay tuned for that. With this formal announcement, it's time to do something that we do best, which is not laugh at jokes. And for doing that, this week, our chosen one is Toastmaster Malati Panaya. So, just for context, every week we have a role of a joke master where we dare people to come and crack jokes which does not make us laugh, right? And that's what Malti is going to do. So, no pressure, Malti. The stage is all yours. And a formal introduction about Malti. Malti has about 25 plus years of experience in software research and development, currently working as a solution architect in Verizon. She's married and her twin children are studying at the 11th grade. So over to you, Malti. And yeah, please take it from here.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Fellow foodies, I mean fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good morning to you all. How many of, can you all raise your hand or shout a big yes if you had your breakfast today? Okay, nice to see. Congratulations, you are the lucky ones. I haven't eaten yet. Wondering why? Other day, I made a life-altering decision that I know I decided to become more fit. My family was genuinely concerned about my horizontal growth. So I knew I had to act on it. So uh, every day I decided to I thought, okay, I'll see what I can do. But I'm a hardcore foodie. So I decided I'm not a person who is, who can walk on with the dieting nonsense, like, counting your calories and then eating leaves, drinking green smoothies. So I thought I will do some, no, I found a loophole. I thought I'll go with an intermittent fasting, the magic words. So I thought I can still eat. I just need to compress my eating schedules. 11 a.m. brunch and 7 p.m. dinner. That's what I thought I'll do it. Simple math, right? From 3 meals to 2 meals a day, piece of cake. No, wait, no cake. So I went with this plan, but then there's a real challenge: the application. How can I handle this? Night it is okay. Sleep is a natural fast, so you don't need to really think about it. You'll do your fasting. But then the morning slot, especially the 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., my body becomes a civil war zone. It's like a little tug of war between my brain and my stomach. At 9 a.m., my logical brain says, my dear friend, patience, be strong. You are doing this fasting for discipline and for your health. But my stomach, through some aggressive metaphors, replies, Code Red, we are running on fumes. We need a hard, crispy masala dosa. So failure to comply will result in hangriness. So somehow I survived the first 60 minutes. But then, exactly at 10 a.m., this is the time that came the ultimate test. My colleague, who's completely unaware of my self-imposed famine, casually eating a perfectly made hot, crispy masala dosa. So I try to focus, sitting next to him. I try to breathe, but my stomach, now an angry drum, starts yelling. Here's the aloo masala. Attack. Steal it. We can survive on sambar fumes. Do it for the chutney. With all this drama, I survived that 11 a.m. window only by staring intensely at the clock, waiting for the freedom bell. As soon as it hit 11:01, I launched myself for the cafeteria. So, friends, I learned two important things this week. First, intermittent fasting isn't a diet plan, it's a 120-minute daily negotiation with your internal terrorist who wants masala dosa. And second, my colleague needs to be added to my biryani lunch invitation list just in case I need a dosa distraction again. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Malti Punaya? Malti, you horribly failed in your goals. Your goal was not to make us laugh. So as you can clearly see that we were all laughing. So my sympathies are with you for making us laugh. Okay, good job, Malti. Humor is by far the most difficult thing to do in any kind of communication. And we can clearly see Malti is really going places. This was one of the best joke master sessions that I have had, I've heard in the Gabbys so far. So, talking about blind spots, which is the theme of our meeting today. I think that I don't know if Ashwini is going to talk about this, if there's there in her agenda, but it has been something which is already intrigued me. There is a matrix called the Joe Hari window. That is when I first got to know about blind spots and how blind spots exist. So if Ashwini is not talking about it, you can go and Google. But blind spots are for real and they are a real pain. And I am looking forward to this session for Ashwini to tell us on how to identify them, how to work on that. Our Toastmaster of the day for today is Toastmaster Ashwini N. Ashwini is working as a manager for corporate partnerships at Impact Guru. She expertly blends strategy and creativity to drive meaningful impact outside of work. She's a passionate chess enthusiast and loves thought provoking podcasts. She has joined the Gabbys to refine her communication skills and connect with inspiring individuals like all of you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashwini, our Toastmaster of the day.
Imagine this with me. There are two kids who are born, who come to this earth. They're given birth in the same hospital, just by two different moms, the same gender. And when they come to this, when they land on this Mother Earth, they're exactly the same, right? They don't have any pre-notions. They don't have any assumptions about life. They don't have a guidebook given to them that this is how life has to be led. So they're just exactly same. No pre-assumptions, nothing. So as they grow up, they become 1 year old. Something slight things might have changed, but still they have a lot of common things. Maybe with the tantrums they create, with the way they respond to things. But then they grow up more older, and now they are 10 years old. They would have become so different individuals, right? Maybe it's because of the exposure they brought in, the habits they build in, everything that completely changes. Just imagine, just between you and your sibling, you are so different, aren't you? So when we were given birth, we're just simple human beings with white sheet, without any restrictions, no habits, nothing. Whatever we build from there, it is all built by you. If Ashwini is like this, it is built by Ashwini, the way Ashwini is. If Samita is like this, Samita has built it. No one else has built it for her, right? Do you all agree with me? Great. With that, good morning, Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to Gabby's Toastmasters Club. This is what we are going to talk about, and the theme of the day is let's find blind spots. First, let's understand what are these blind spots, first of all, right? So, blind spots are very simple and very complicated. So, these are these hidden corners of our mind. Maybe you can say the habits that we have built over time as we have lived in our life, right? And the sad part is we don't even notice these habits that we have built. This can be just as simple as the way we communicate, the way we react under pressure, maybe as simple as the way you lead your team, right? Just to make it simple for you, let me give you a small example from my life. I have always been this dominating individual. Maybe in the college time when I'm doing a project, I want to dominate, I want to win the argument all the time. In my professional journey, I want to always win the argument. I want to make sure I am heard in the room. If you ask me, do I like being this? Honestly, it is horrible, okay? It is something that I hate about myself. Can I live without this? Maybe not actually. But can I change it? Definitely 100% possible. Because as I told you, all the habits that we have built, it is we. If it's me, Ashwini has built it. I can always change it, right? So this is my one of the blind spot that I have figured about myself. Let's hear it from you all, folks. Any blind spots that you could figure about yourself? What is that one habit that you are persistently carrying forward even when you don't want to? Can we have few volunteers coming up on the camera and talking about it? Yes, Chaitra, over to you.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for opening that up, Harshwini. I think that's a very important question, and for me, it's quick to anger. So, although I do not want to be angry sometimes, it just comes in and it just takes a few seconds for me to calm down. I think by then the disaster is done. So the amount of destruction it causes and the amount of effort that I need to put in to set it right is far more than the usual. So I've been working on that, and it has given me so much of calmness, peace, and I started realizing that I can approach people entirely different. And there are ways that, like you said, absolutely, we never intend to, but certain things that we have developed over the period of time. Thank you for letting me
Great.
speak on that.
Thank you, Chaitra, for sharing that. Yeah. Anyone who would like to share anything? So it's a very safe zone for all of us. So it's a platform where you can come and talk about it if you wish to.
Hello, am I
Hi.
audible?
I
Hi,
can't see you.
Muskan it is.
Muskan. Hi, Muskan. Yes, please go ahead.
So I think in my situation, I think I take impulsive decisions a lot. Means I know it's the wrong thing. I'm gonna get scolded by my parents, or I get hit by my mom by a sandal, maybe in some cases. But still, I took that decision, and then I have faced the consequences. So I know that I need to change it for my betterment, but I still choose some things which I shouldn't have. That's it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a great awareness that you have, Muskan. Great. We can have one last volunteer would like to talk about the blind spot. Yes, Prapurna.
So in my case, I always make friends, and once I make friends, I really get attached to them too much, and I start expecting that they should also treat me the same way. I think that is a wrong thing. So I should lower my expectations. That is a blind spot I have found. So I need to work on that.
That's a great observation, Prapurna. Good luck on finding that. So yeah, with that, with the interest of time, and I see a red card. Let's move on with the meeting. So for the guest, the meeting, the Toastmasters meeting, is divided into three parts. So the first part we have prepared speech section where we have a prepared speaker who will be coming and delivering his speech. In the second part, we'll have table topic section where all of you, all the guests and the visiting Toastmasters will get an opportunity to attempt the impromptu speeches. And the third and interesting part, we have the evaluators coming up and giving the evaluation for the prepared speeches and the table topic speeches. So, for us to take this forward, let me quickly welcome our general evaluator for the day. We have Toastmaster Samita Kar taking up the role. Toastmaster Samita Kar is a three-time triple crown award winner. Samita has completed three pathways and regularly represents her club at area level contests. She is a dynamic soft skill trainer with a dream to empower women leaders. With this, I'll hand it over to Toastmaster Samita Kar to introduce her Taggle team and let us know what we have in store for us.
Thank you, thank you. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashwini. Let's hear it for her for introducing the team so well. As you all know, we don't like to have blind spots, and as a GE, I'll be overlooking the meeting. I don't want to have any blind spots, so along with me, I have some members who will keep an eye on the meeting and tell us what we have done well and what we can do better. So, first is the timer. Time and tide waits for none. We need someone to keep on reminding us about the time. So we have someone who has been a Toastmaster for more than 5 years, is an ex-VP membership of Gabbys Toastmasters Club. She is the past area director of Area B1 District 92. Professionally, with more than 14 years of experience in automotive segment, she is a project manager and a solution architect. Please welcome our timer of the day, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. Toastmaster Paduka, please explain your role.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Rise and shine, Gabbies. Time is what we want most and what we use worst as well. So, with that, let me explain my role for today. So, I will be noting down the duration or the timings for all the sections, right? And so, specifically for prepared speeches and for table topics, I would use three different notation, which is, let's say, for example, for a prepared speech, I will use a red card for the minimum time that you have achieved, that you have to achieve. Let's say if it is a 5 to 7 minute speech, then I'll show a green card at a 5 minute speech and an yellow card at 6 minutes and a red card at the end of 7th minute. And there is a grace period of 30 seconds. And but however, this red card will remain over there. I'll not give any other signal, right? And similarly for the table topic speeches, I would get again green card for 2 minutes and then yellow card for 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. A green card for 2 minutes, yellow card for 1 minute, and yellow card for 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card for 2 minutes. Again, you will have a grace period of 30 seconds for table topics. And for rest of all the section, I would give a red card, which indicates that you have to, wind up as much as possible and hand it over the stage to the next person. And as a short alarm, already I will tell you, we are already not as per agenda. So I would request every other next section the TMOD and TTM to be aware about the time so that we will be able to end up at the right time. With that, over to you, G.
Thank you, thank you. Timer. Next, we have someone very important. That is the language evaluator. And our language evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Saurabh Datta. He has already been introduced before. So over to you for your role. You're on mute.
Old habits die hard. As the language evaluator for today, my job is to watch out for all seductive and sinful usages of English language, which includes your usage of ferns and fillers, which includes your good usage and bad usage of English words, your sentence construction, your choice of words, your use of tenses, and so on. One important aspect of in the Gabbys, what we also do is we also watch out for the usage of rhetorical devices, and for example, metaphors, similes, or hyperboles, and so on. Apart from tracking your language usage, one important task that I also have is to introduce a word of the day. The word of the day for today is receptive. So the word receptive means your ability to receive a feedback or receive something. And This word actually originated from the Latin word recepere, and after that evolved to a French word called receptive. And then after that, it went on to be used in the English dictionary as receptive. So an example of usage of the word receptive is in the Toastmasters context, if I may put, that I hope in today's meeting, the speakers will be receptive to the constructive feedback coming from the evaluators. Or in Toastmasters, we expect everyone to be empathetic to when they're providing feedback so that the receivers of the feedback are more receptive of the feedback and would be keen to implement them. I would encourage everyone to use the word of the day receptive. And when someone uses the word of the day receptive, please make sure you're giving a thumbs up. If you're on camera, you can give a thumbs up like this. If you're not on camera, ensure that you're using the emoji button and giving a thumbs up. But either which ways, please let the speaker know that we noticed that he or she used the word of the day receptive. I will be putting the word of the day on chat for everyone's benefit shortly. Thank you. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. And definitely, I'll be receptive to the language evaluation that you do today. Next, we have listener of a day who will be listening to the meeting. And whom do we have? He has been a Toastmaster for a while and has served an array of roles in clubs and districts, loves driving, football, cats, and is kind of an extroverted geek. So we have our distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak as a listener of the day. Please explain your role.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluators. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Listening is a key skill for any leadership trait, any leader. And today we'll see how good we are listening to when all the other speakers are speaking and orating. As a part of this role, I'll keep track of what key aspects people have spoken about, which key aspects people have spoken about, and we'll note them down. And at the end of the meeting, we'll ask a small quiz with you. We'll see if you're able to get the right answers from those key facts and figures which have been mentioned by a speaker. Additionally, I hope that everyone is receptive to all the key things which we are talking about and missing out on our blind spots as well. Back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much. So I come to the end of my team, but we have evaluators who will be introduced as we go further along in the meeting. So for now, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmasters Samitakar, for introducing your team and introducing the word of the day. Kindly use the word of the day as you speak in the meeting. With that, With that, let's get started with the first section. That's the prepared speech section. So we have Toastmaster Rahul, who will be delivering his speech, his Pathbreaker speech. So let me quickly introduce him. Toastmaster Rahul is a network engineer at Walmart. He loves solving complex connectivity problems by day and hitting the road for a run or bike ride after offices. Whether exploring new routes or meeting new people, he's always up for a good conversation. That's about Toastmaster Rahul talking about his path and the level that he's attempting today. Toastmaster Rahul is delivering a speech on the path dynamic leadership in level 4 under project 2. The project name is managing a difficult audience. Uh, Timer, please note the speech duration is 10 to 15 minutes. With this, Toastmaster Rahul on the title Essential Protection. Essential Protection, Toastmaster Rahul, over to you.
How many people here have bikes? Raise your hands. Okay. So I was talking about helmets the other day, but there's one more thing which is really essential when it comes to riding a two-wheeler. Any guesses apart from an helmet? Okay. I'll tell you guys. Yeah, shoes. It's a really good guess, but today, apart from shoes, a very important thing is gloves. Such a small thing, right? It looks like a Batman gloves. Looks cool to wear, but very few of us use this. Now, let me tell you why we need gloves when we ride. And now let's talk about riding itself. There are people who have bikes for short rides, that's for commuting within the city, and people who do long rides. Like you see a lot of people do these pan India trips, they go all over India. And there are people who like to race. So these are three type of riding today we'll categorize them to. And now let's look the different type of gloves that we can choose for ourselves depending on the situation we are in.
Rahul, this is actually very depressing, your speech. Even the previous one,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but I'm being a little direct. See, you are talking of what is the most important thing for a biker. See, I'm a biker. I've got a tattoo also, right? A lot of tattoo. So I'm an authentic biker. Now I have a bike as well. Now you are saying what is the most important thing about riding a bike? You talked about helmets, you're talking about gloves. Next, you'll talk about shoes and socks and
Mhm.
shirt and trousers. But what is the most important thing about a bike is petrol. You're not talking about petrol.
Yes, but without gloves, DTM Saurav, you said you have tattoos.
No,
Both of
what
you slide and your tattoos goes off. You need something to protect yourself, right?
in the petrol pump they don't wear gloves, not even the rubber ones.
Yes, DTM Saurav, we'll come back to that. We're not going to be putting petrol to our bikes right now. We will be talking about how to ride a bike safely. While I do understand the
How do I
position you're
ride the
trying to
bike
come
without
from,
petrol?
yeah,
But without petrol, we can't even ride the bike. Forget about driving safely. I can
that's
only push a bike. You think that I need a gloves for pushing a bike also?
I mean, to be really honest, without tires also we can't ride a bike. So I think before petrol, tires would come.
Talk
But
about time.
but let's come back to gloves. I'll definitely take your question in the ending. I'm pretty sure as a biker we have a lot to talk about. We will definitely come back to it, and yeah, we will talk about it. But for today, let's stick with gloves. Because it's a very intriguing topic, and I see a lot of people not talk about it at all. People talk about helmets, but today's gloves. As I was saying, there's three type of riding, and let's talk about the city riding first. City riding. Whenever we are in a city, we need something that's very compact and which is easy to put on, right? We don't want something that takes a tedious amount of time. That's when we can use a glove like this. It's a very short glove, and it's pretty much suits the purpose for commuting within our Indian roads, especially. But also, like, let me go to the specs of each glove. Let me start with that. That would be a better thing. So let's talk about a material, what these three type of gloves are made out of. First, let me start with a street type of riding glove. As you could see, this is a meshed kind of glove. Now, let's talk about a long ride kind of thing. For people.
Nancy, don't you think that I don't drive a bike. Why will this it become so boring, no, listening about bikes
Yeah,
and
I'm wondering what to do with the scooty. I mean, whether
Yeah,
I should
I think
wear a glove for the scooty or not, or even while driving a car. Bike
and
is
I
not.
go
No,
by
no, just to
auto.
interrupt you guys, sorry for interrupting, but like it could be really good that you're not riding a bike, but you might know someone who rides a bike, right? So you
No,
could
I
also
don't
pass on
know
this
anyone.
information to them.
No
Morning.
one rides a bike. So
Job.
kind
My house, there's no one owning a bike. It's just the scooty or the car.
Okay, let's
yeah.
talk about car. Even cars have gloves, so
Pantry.
you could, in that aspect, you could use in that. I could see DTM Sauro has come back to the petrol topic. Yes, DTM Sauro, do you still have questions on the petrol?
No, basically bike, you're talking about bike riding, yeah,
Yeah.
gloves or whatnot.
What if
But the
your
thing is that
son
I go
or
by auto, and the auto, I don't need a helmet, I don't need gloves, I don't need
but I'm
anything.
also
But if
guessing,
you're in Bangalore, even for autos, you need a glove and a helmet. The way they drive, you
yes,
might
that's
hit
true.
your head anytime on the road.
Even
So,
in Calcutta, I was just coming, even the rickshaw I was sitting in, it was a cycle rickshaw. And there also I felt like I need a helmet.
D-
Hmm.
DTM
that is
Sauro, if you're
true.
talking about rickshaws, I think we're in a very old era, to be honest. Nobody rides a rickshaw anymore.
No, no,
So,
don't do this, a lot of old people are here.
Hmm.
no, 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 I didn't say old people. I'm just talking about the era. We are in a very old era to talk about rickshaws. I should go
you
back to
need
a
to
lot
stop
of old
calling me
things
old
there.
in public, Saurabh. This is too much now. I
No,
can't take
but
it anymore.
guys, let's get back to the crux of the topic. It's okay if you don't ride a bike. It's okay if you don't even have a house as well. But we might know someone who rides a bike, and I really believe that you can always pass on this information to someone who's into that. You might not be.
What I think, these clubs are not kind of providing this as a protection. I mean, they are the one of the reason for kind of you losing the control over the bike, because when you are wearing the gloves, you can't properly handle the bike. I mean, somehow you're not able to like hold the bike properly. Don't you
No,
think?
It's slippery if we have
it's
the doubt.
Yeah.
no, it's a very good topic that you brought over here. Let me talk about that. Let me jump right into that since you talked about protection of a glove. See here, so basically that's where we come into this gloves topic itself. It depends on your feelability. Even though a lot of these gloves have a lot of protections, if you're not able to feel it and you feel it's getting restricted, stuck, that's where I'm going to solve this issue for you. So let me go back and tell you
So,
what
what
this.
do you think? Like, how many percentage of rider wear the gloves? I mean, if it is so essential, I don't see anyone in the Bangalore wearing gloves. I mean,
No, that's a
maybe
very
it's
good
just
question as
you
well. This
are
is a
biased
question.
towards the glove, you know.
Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. Like even I don't see people wearing helmets as well, even though it's mandatory. So coming back to that, it all depends on how much you're willing to keep yourself protected. So if it is within Bangalore traffic, we can like keep like kind of minimize damage. But if you're going on long rides or anywhere long from city to city, it is preferred that you gear yourself up. So it's a good topic. So we'll come back to the protection, but right now I'd want to stick to the material, like like three different materials. It's very simple thing. So this is street glove. This has a linear mesh. This is a long touring glove. This is also made of a mesh. If you could see it, it's a meshed kind of glove, but this thing also has an insulation. This is in case you also encounter winter. So in something as thin as this, in winter, it's not going to help you that much. Now, coming to the third one, this is a glove which I love and it's a very personal glove to me. This is a racing glove. And this one is not made for either winter or warm. It's purely just for racing itself. While it can take up hot weather, but it's not made for riding in the rain or even for long rides. It's purely for racing.
So if
Now,
you race during a storm or there
mhm,
is rain, then this what will you do? You will stop midway and you will change the gloves. You said
it's a
it's
good
not for
question. We should
racing.
never race in a public. So a discretion over here when we race, I meant in a proper controlled environment like a track. Never race
Yeah,
in
but
public
it
roads.
can rain in the track also, right?
Yes, it could rain in the track,
And
but
then what will you
luckily,
do? Change.
the track is a short circuit where we could just come back to our paddock and we can just, like let the rain go. So that's the difference. We don't need to, keep circling around. It's just probably going to be 2 or 3 kilometers max when you're in a track. So
Mhm.
that's where this gloves, well, essentially, it is not meant to take
I've
rain
got a
actually.
very deep question now. I've got a very deep
Yes.
question. See, the more you're talking, I'm getting a feeling that even before petrol or bike, or helmet or gloves, we need a job, right?
That's true. That's very true. Uh, even before a job, you need a degree as well to get the job. So, in that aspect, like with let's assume that people that we're talking right now have the degree, job, money, and a bike, and also an helmet. Now we are coming to the gloves. So I hope that kind of gives you a step-by-step instruction where you are in the glove hierarchy. You know. So yeah, as I was telling, like we went over to the materials of what a glove is. Now I was also talking about, like if it's a winter, you'd rather want this since it's cold, it has insulation in it. This is a racing one and this is for street. While you can ride this in a winter, it's really not recommended, to be honest. Now, talking about one of the questions that was asked by Toastmaster Prasan, it's a very good question. What about protection? He asked like if we have protection, it feels very weird when we, throttle it out or when we brake also. So that's when like for example, there's something called breaking in. Any new glove you put in, it's going to feel weird for the first time because everything is very very tight and it's very caught up. So as you keep using it, these things are made to like adapt to your finger, given it's the right size. So let's assume that we are the right size and it's a new product. As over a period of time, you will get over that sensation feeling and you will get adapted to it. But let's talk about protection of these gloves, what they offer, and what we can look into it. First one starting with is a standard one is a knuckle protector. All these three gloves have a knuckle protector, as you could see it. This as well. Next, a little bit advanced is what we call a protection closer to our OEO. Basically, I don't know what to call this. This provides a very minimum one, whereas this has a kind of a slider. I'm guessing some of you guys would have like seen a sliders are. So this has a slider, same as this. Now, when we go a bit advanced, let's little bit more as you are going in a track or you're going full speed, you would require something that not only just withstands the crash but also takes it as well. That's where a leather glove is really, really, really important. And this one is really good, not because of just the protectors, because it is tested out for multiple riders have ridden in these gloves and they've taken crashes. As you see it, even the previous owner who had this also has had a crash on it, and it has taken a pretty good damage as well, and it's still holding up. It's by its end of the this one. So that comes to a protection of our gloves. Before I proceed, I would like to open the stage. I would like to ask us a question. If anyone really has a question over here, anyone has a question over here for me? Till what we covered over here, it could be any question. I see DTM servers.
So what if I don't, what if I drive without gloves? Do I get anything like harm or it's mandatory or as you said, like it will be helpful if you wear the gloves? Like what if I don't wear the gloves? Nothing will happen to
Nothing.
me.
No, nothing is going to happen to you if you don't wear the gloves. But the question is what will happen to you if you take a crash, if you don't have gloves, right?
What will happen if I wear?
Well, you are going to have a serious burn, sometimes even bone fracture of bones, or even it could even lead to serious injuries, right? All could be prevented if you had a proper glove for the right setting. I hope that answers your question.
Are you
Okay.
saying a glove will protect us from a fracture if you have a
It
crash?
won't protect it, but it will minimize the effects it has. Even the helmet by design, nobody says 100% guarantee it'll help you to get out of alive. It does its max to make sure that you are not gonna, that's not gonna be the end of you. So it's always increasing your chance of survival. I also see Chaitra's raised hand says, please.
I agree with Samantha. I doubt a glove is going to protect you through all. I've been riding for years and
Mhm.
I've never used a glove. Firstly, because it's very unusual for riding with a glove, and it's a lot of discomfort is something that I experience. And I also think it doesn't warrant a necessity, like Saurav mentioned, like a fuel or a helmet. I don't
Okay.
think if
Okay, let me just stop you there, not to interrupt here, because in all these things, have you ever taken a crash while you were riding for all these years?
I have,
You
I have,
have? And what has happened?
yes. Uh, I don't think it has hit my. I don't think. a glove would have saved me with all the crashes that I've
Yeah, but
uh,
has anything happened to your
had.
hand? Like, did you have any
Yes,
damages to your
it's
hand?
happened to. Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
there you go. I already solved one of your problem with a glove. That would have been prevented if you had this. So I hope.
But if you see the extent to which the glove is going to cover my hand, I don't think it's going to go beyond my wrist.
Yeah, that's when you
So,
get a proper riding gear and you put on
so
the jacket.
it's so you expect me to wear a gear when I go to office daily morning.
No, I
Apart
expect
from my child,
no,
I
I
need to
expect
also
you to
wear a
ride
glove.
safely when you go to office, not to wear a gear. So riding safely is more important than wearing a
I
gear.
completely understand your point
I
here.
have a
Thank you.
question here again.
Yes,
What Chaitra is saying, for going to office, we first need a job.
yes. Before
So,
job again, we need to have
so
a
think
degree
about
as
how to
well.
find a job to buy a bike, right?
Oh,
Then
yes, I completely agree with you, DTM sir.
how to get a bank loan, right, to buy a bike. After that, you can come to how to buy, select the right bike, then the right petrol, then the helmet, then the gloves. You're jumping to the smaller problems. What about how do I find a job?
No, but DTM sir, I'm very happy that you understood the hierarchy of how a glove needs to be. Like, we can purchase a glove. I told you the hierarchy. I feel like you're already one step ahead of me now, since you know that we need to have a degree, job, and then an helmet, a bike, and then a helmet, then a glove. So I hope I was able to resolve your query. In that way, I'm very happy. But let me just wind it up today's session by saying
No, no,
that,
no, no. Please, one last question.
yeah,
As you have three glouses,
yes.
do you always wear the gloves as you are telling us this
Yeah,
topic
I
of
always
gloves?
wear. I'm pretty sure people who see me in the meeting always see me with a glove. I mean, not with a glove during the meeting, like it's always with me when I ride. Something which I imbibe. So thank you for that question. Yes, I do
I
practice
had
what.
a final question,
Yes,
probably
please. Let's
not a
keep it
question,
short.
rather a
This is going to be the final
statement
question.
to
Please
say,
keep it
with
short.
you saying that the hierarchy that Saurav came put forth right now looks
Mhm.
like the glove falls at the last. Are you trying to say, like, contradict your saying that it's the least important, and only if you have all the basic essentials? And is this a luxury? Are you trying to say it's a luxury
Okay,
or an optional element?
no, let me please stop you there because we are running out of time, one thing, and also like again we are going back to the same thing. Like essential is the helmet first, then comes the glove. Before all that, money comes. So without money, there's no much topic to be talking on this. So same thing which I told to DTM Saurav, same hierarchy goes to you as well, Chaitra. So you need to have a job, then a loan, then a bike, then a helmet, then a glove. But overall, I would like to conclude by saying
Thank
that no, you're welcome. Overall, I'd like to conclude by saying that hope today's session was a bit in importance to you guys and you learned something as well. With that, I would like to hand the stage over to our Toastmaster today. Thank you.
Great job done, Rahul. So I will now give you a tagline saying you're a great salesperson. That much I can say. We are all now sold that we have to use a glove when we are riding bikes. So you can add in your introduction with a networking engineer. I'm also a great salesperson. So with that, we come to the end of the section one, the prepared speech section. Now we will go to a small. We'll take a small break. So before that, let's come back to the theme saying how do we find the blind spots now that we have created the platform, saying, okay, these are the things that we have created for ourselves, the habits. So if you don't like something, come up with that and we'll be back and you will get a platform to share that. From there, you can take a ownership and work on it. So with that, let's take a short break. We will come back at 10:58. Yeah. Over. I hope all of you are back in the room. Can we have more cameras on? Great. So, yeah, we have all the folks on back. Great. Let's get started. So, going back to the topic. So, now we have found, okay, we have few blind spots in our lives and some things that we don't like then we still carry. So, whenever there is a problem, how do you find a solution? You go to the root cause and find out from where it started, isn't it? That's how we solve all our problems in office, right? So we find the root cause and we address the problem from the root cause. So now let us go to the root cause of the blind spots that we have built for ourselves. So I spoke about one of the blind spots about me, right? Me being very dominating. So when I was introspecting and thinking about my life, why did I become this dominating individual? I started getting few stories about my life. So one of the stories that struck me very strongly was when I was growing up. I used to I grew up in a joint family of 22 people, and all men in the family used to gather in the evening, and they while they were having dinner, they used to chit chat, gossip about people, literally humiliate people who are you know uh, humiliate you. You can understand, right? So in the families it happens. So you judge people. So in this conversation, I used to notice as a kid that person who is dominating and talking louder in the team always used to feel proud about himself. He used to feel that okay, he's owning everything. So that is what stuck with me, and from there I have built this habit that if I have to be heard in the room, I have to be always arrogant, always have to win the argument, and I have to be dominating. So from there I have built, this is me, maybe a 5 year 6 year kid was built this habit, and now I am 27. I'm still carrying it. Do I like it? I don't like it. But now what can I do about this? Now that I have that awareness, it is a story that I have built as a kid to be dominating. Now I have a choice to be dominating or not dominating. Whenever my mind says that you have to dominate, I can remind my mind saying it is a story that you have built which says that you have to dominate. Is it really necessary to dominate? The choice is mine. So this is the important of finding a root cause. So let us now move on further, but I'll give you this space for you to think about the stories that you have created for yourself about the habits or the blind spots that you have. So in the meantime, think about these stories. So with this, with the interest of time, we'll move on with the next section, that is the table topic section. For today's meeting, we have Toastmaster. Let me quickly go back to my sheet. Toastmaster Prapurna will be handling the table topic section. So, quick introduction about Prapurna. AVLS Prapurna. Okay, that's a long name. So, AVLS Prapurna is a structural design engineer with Amberg Engineering India. Originally, she's from Vishakhapatnam. She's currently working in Gurgaon. She enjoys learning new things and connecting with people from different walks of life. And Prapurna has joined Toastmasters in September 2024. With this, I'll hand over the stage to Prapurna to conduct the table topic section. Over to you, Prapurna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwini. Blind spots trip us when we least expect them, like life's pop quizzes. And that's exactly what table topics is, a playful spotlight on the unseen, a chance to laugh at our quirks and discover hidden strengths. Today, let's be receptive to the surprises because what we don't see may be the most revealing. So, let's start with our today's table topics. Any volunteers, please? You may raise your hand.
I'm there.
Okay, Chaitra. Chaitra, your question is just a second. How can leaders uncover blind spots without discouraging their teams? How can leaders uncover blind spots without discouraging their teams? Chaitra.
I personally think leaders can discover through conversation. And beyond conversation, it's about listening. So, listening is the key factor to discover anything. So, leaders have to get habituated to listening, and only through listening that they will be able to identify blind spot. And then comes conversation. And when they have identified the blind spot, it's how constructively they go back with the feedback. There comes the communication. And it is not necessary that the feedback or be it communicating with the blind spot. It is not necessary for them to be very direct. It can be indirect over a conversation. So identifying a blind spot and then communicating them effectively in a very constructive manner need not be primarily direct, it can be indirect. So, summing up the entire content, I would say for a leader to be effective and to identify blind spot and understand their team better, it would be very, very important they first learn how to listen, gel, blend. These are the key pointers I think is necessary for a leader before even getting to understand their blind spot. The leader also has to understand their own blind spots. So it is important that they're very well aware of their own blind spots and then act composed whenever that pops up. For me, it's anger. So I make sure there has never been a point that I should get angry. So I know my blind spot and I make sure I stay very constructive. And if there is a situation where I'll get angry, I pause, I say I'll reconnect after a while with you. And I take a break, I cry, whine, do everything, and get back to them with a politeness. Thank you.
Thank you, Chaitra. I completely agree with you. The most important quality of a leader is to understand their team first, and you really did it well. And now let's call Barnali. Barnali, would you like to say something? Would you like to participate?
Yes, yes, of course. So is
Okay.
it, yeah, please.
I'll be giving you a question. You will be having, you have to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So, Banali, your question is, what blind spot do you think your friends see in you? What blind spot do you think your friends see in you? Banali, over to you.
Yeah. So my very genuine and blunt answer will be, uh, I open up very easily with the people, but very quickly, very immediately, I close myself. And how I close and why I close, it is still unknown to me. But then I think Nancy spoke that she is very dominating lady. So the moment I see dominance in the environment, I close myself. Though, and the second foremost thing about me is that I can't stand in front of the dominance, in front of a vocal voice, in front of something which is very disturbing to my nature. So my nature is a very calm and quiet and soothing kind of. So if I can't able to get gel or get a same kind of a wavelength from another person, I close myself very easily. And nowadays, since people are going through too much of disruptions on a daily basis, so people, they get bugged up very easily, they get opens, they get in a very loud voice. Some people, they open up very in a very vocal voice. So this is possibly one of my blind spot, that what I feel that I need to have that area within myself wherein I can adjust them, wherein I can accommodate them, rather being very judgmental and closing towards them. I should understand the perspective of the person, from where they are coming and why they are even showing that side of their nature. So I think this is what my blind spot. I'm still working on that. I'm still thinking why even I am doing, why even I came across that kind of a blind spot, what has pushed my behavior to do that. So this is all about me, and this is all about my blind spot. Thanks.
Thank
So
you,
someone is
Barnali.
yelling on you. Sorry, ma'am. You refer. Someone is yelling on you, like your daughter, like your dad, your mom. So what will you do in?
Shima, please don't speak in between. Thank you, Barnali. It's a good answer. I found a replica of myself. Thank you. I'm also working on the same.
Yes.
So now let me call Toastmaster Sanjay. Are you there? Would you like to participate?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. Okay. Your question is, what blind spot feels like a hidden melody in your life? What blind spot feels like a hidden melody in your life, Sanjay?
That's a tough one. uh, so I'll take an example. I'll take a story and how these things can help me kind of recreate a good experience maybe. So yes, that's right. Sometimes those experiences create a melody in mind, but when you learn from them, it creates a long lasting effect. So one experience I'll tell you, one time we were going with our house help, and and this is the first time she was in a car, and she would have been in car earlier, but with us it was first time, so we didn't ask that, do you have a problem with a car or windows and all that, right? And she had a maybe once you close the window, she had a phobia that and she started feeling not well, and she didn't tell obviously for the whole trip. And by the time we reached the half an hour, 40 minutes, and then uh, she didn't say that time as well, when you're asking, do you have any problem, then she said, yeah, I don't like to sit in car and I have the issue. And from our point of view, we were never thought of that blind spot. And then it also showed me as an individual that how blind are we to the things which are very obvious. Maybe we look and see in our own way, but that help you kind of always think from the people point of view, that if you look at from a different angle, different perspective, then you always learn new things. So that's experience from me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay. It is very important to learn from different perspectives. That is the thing I think everyone should learn in their life. Thank you very much. Now, let me invite some guest. Maybe Muskan, would you like to participate? Muskan, please unmute yourself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Muskan, what blind spot taught you the biggest lesson? What blind spot taught you the biggest lesson, Muskan? Please increase your volume.
Yeah.
Hear you, Muskan. Increase your audio. Are you using earphone or something?
Earpods. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I think now better. Yeah. Start.
Okay, sir. So, as I mentioned before, that I have a tendency to take decisions impulsively, and I used to be a person who doesn't take feedback very well. I used to give feedback openly, but I was not very welcoming when someone is giving me some piece of advice. I take it as when someone is coming to me and giving a piece of advice, in my head is going on like, oh no, no, please, no, go away from me. I don't want it. But that was a very bad habit of mine, I would say. So right now, what I learned from my blind spot that you said, that I have trained myself to be receptive, and I feel very free when someone gives me feedback or a piece of advice. I take it as, congratulations, Muskan, you get an update, free version without any cost. So it's a good news for you. So I take it as very welcomingly and politely. I try to calm myself and listen to the person, what he is or she is trying to tell, or and then I rewind that thing what the person told me to get it to the point, that is it necessary for me, or is it just which I can just take it and just don't use it in my life. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Muskan. If you join Toastmasters, you will be working on the feedbacks being given. So that will help you much better. Thank you for sharing your experience. And now let me invite maybe Nancy. Would you like to participate?
She's the table topic evaluator.
Oh,
So
okay.
we can have some other guests who have not attended before or some of the members who have not taken up roles.
Ashok, would you like to participate?
I see Ashok. Pushpak has also does not got.
Yes, yes, please.
Pushpak? Okay, Ashok will be participating. Okay, Ashok, your topic is. Please come on camera. Okay. If blind spots were colors, what shade would they paint your world? If blind spots were colors, what shade would they paint your world? Ashok.
Thank you for the topic given to me. If the blind spots were the colored, maybe it would give it might not give an positive outcome. So the shades with the blind spot uh, that's what it depends on the color. Sorry, I'm not able to catch it on the topic.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's it. I can say.
Do you want to try one more topic?
Yeah, I will try.
Okay. Let me give something easier for you. How do blind spots shape the way we grow? How do blind spots shape the way we grow?
Yeah, definitely. Uh, to grow to the next level, we need the blind spots. So unless we don't have the blind spots, so we will not come to know that um, we will fail at one time. So one should experience all the blind spots what we have in us. Uh, may it might be negativity. That is the one thing I always experience. I would experience in my life that one. So uh, that like I used to have a lot of negativity in me. That was a big blind spot in my life. So what all I want to say that no matters what is the negativity in the outside. So if you believe in your self, uh, uh, we can reach to the extent what you desire. So like this, we have so many uh, blind spots in ourselves. We need to identify ourselves, just observing or something working on uh, our blind spot. We can clear those blind spots and come out of uh, that results. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ashok. Now, I think I can give one more topic. Is it okay? Okay. So let me invite Toastmaster Pushpak. Are you there? Pushpak. Okay. Toastmaster Shravan.
Yes, Toastmaster Pratun.
Okay. Toastmaster Shravan, how do blind spots affect teamwork and collaboration? How do blind spots affect teamwork and collaboration? Shravan.
Dear Toastmasters and fellow guests, not known to self is considered as a blind spot, according to Jory's four windows concept. Something know about me is known to myself, is also open to other people. I know myself and others also know about me, about that area. This is where this window will help you to grow in your career, because I know my talent and also the team members also know that talent. I know I can do that. I have that skill. So you can grow immediately. Everybody will agree and you will get the acceptance and you will grow. Suppose I have a talent, but the talent do not know to rest of the world. Then you cannot grow. You cannot expand. You don't get the fame. So that's where that could be a blind spot to the rest of the world, but not to you. But you know that you have that talent. If you want to grow in that area, you have to expand it. You expand your wings towards that and try to evolve your skill in that area. So in the teamwork, it plays a major role. So whenever you become a manager or any team player, identify those blind spots in your team. Who is having talent but not fame? Do not have that recognition in the team. Identify that and categorize all those team members in all those four windows, and then try to help them to make their skill to channelize towards the positive direction. So, in that way, understanding the blind spots is essential for a team building. That's my take on this topic. How about you, Toastmaster Prapurna?
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravan. I think we have to learn our blind spots in order to maintain the communication with the teams. Thank you for your insights, for sharing the jury window. So, with this, we came to the end of table topics. In this table topics, we have learned how we can spot, how can we identify our blind spots, and with the lessons we learned, let's soften our stumbles and courage to illuminate the unseen and be receptive to challenges that come in our life. And thank you. With this, I'm handing over the stage to Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Ashwini.
Great. Thank you so much, Prapurna, for handling the table topic section so well. And we had good number of speakers taking up the table topics. With that, we'll move on to the third section. Before that, since we have 3 more minutes, I would like to call up volunteers and see if you could find any of the stories which has created the blind spots for you. Any volunteers would like to share anything? Yeah, I have Barnali's hand raised. Barnali, would you like to go?
Hi, Ashwini. So, two, three things, though it is not only on the episode of blind spots, but being first time in this platform, I found this very good to express yourself, because this wide range of topics we spoke today. Spoke about a word of the day, how we can use that word of the day on a daily movement, on a daily using that in a daily conversation. Second, talking about a topic which one of the Toastmaster has picked, the gloves. Though it was out of the box topic, but then I found that talking on a very unconventional topic is also a challenge. And people should be aware about the unconventional things which is happening around. Third, knowing about the blind spot. Sometimes we don't talk so openly because we don't want to see our own face. We don't want to see our own face in the mirror. So, talking and even thinking about that particular topic of blind spot push you to think about, to being mindful enough about your own behavior, your own attitude, your own character. So I think these are few of the things which is my catch points from this episode of this interaction, and it is quite good. It's quite interactive, quite knowledgeable, and thanks for this platform.
Great. Thank you so much, Barnali. I think you kind of summed up the entire meeting for us. So you should keep coming for more meetings, and we have more interesting topics, more interesting speeches, and there's more in the store for you to explore. So please keep coming for the meetings. Yes, and we'd love to have you as a member as well. With that, we can have one more volunteer sharing any thoughts about blind spots, or if you could find any story around what is that blind spot you have created for yourself. Can we have a few new hands raised up? We see same folks participating. Can we have new people participating? Can we have few guests taking up? Pushpak, Pallavi, anyone would like to give it a shot? Okay. So great. Since Chaitra, we have already spoken. I see a red card, and yeah, I see a time clicking. I'll give you the opportunity at the end. So with that, let's move on, and I'll now hand over the stage to our general evaluator Samita Kar to conduct the evaluation section. Over to you, Samita.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwini. So this, the most important section, is the evaluation section, where we get an idea of how we have been doing so far. And first, I'll be calling someone who will be evaluating the table topics. She is a director and partner at Proactive Consulting and Training LLP, a vibrant consulting and training services company which serves MSMEs, nonprofits, and corporates across India. She has more than 10 years of entrepreneurial experience, strong expertise in business intelligence and data analytics. She is the VP of Education of Gabbys, and of course, someone whom I look up to when I need inputs on my speeches. That is our distinguished Toastmaster, Nancy Goel. She'll be evaluating all the table topic speakers. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samita. Well, I'll be sharing only one commendation or recommendation for all of you in the interest of time. Starting with Chaitra. Chaitra, you are a guest, a good attempt at table topic, but one recommendation for you is I see that you summarized your table topic and then there was another conclusion. After summary, there was extension. It's like climax to anti-climax to your climax. That is one thing we should surely avoid. Second, we had Bernali. Bernali, you talked about your personal story. What we missed in the first topic, you covered that part. But what I missed in your topic was what was the message for the audience? You do this, you probably follow something, you have certain opinions, but what is the message for the audience is what you could have included. Third is Toastmaster Sanjay. Sanjay, I love the way you started with storytelling and then you hooked us all with the key message through the story. It was brief, it was crisp, it was perfectly framed table topic. I love the way you have framed your topic today. Next, we had Muskan. Muskan, you walked us through how you have a blind spot of not taking any feedback and then you started taking feedback. I would want you to spend a little more time on the conflict part. What made you change from no feedback to a feedback person so that we could all relate to the change part? Next, we had Ashok. Ashok, it was a beautiful attempt. For the first topic itself, you stayed on for almost 1 minute. And then for the second as well, you shared what you felt. That is something you started your journey with. As you progress further, I would look forward to some key message for the audience as you're speaking about your feelings. Last but not the least, we had Shravan. Shravan, I understand that you mentioned about team collaboration, how it's affected with the blind spots, but I felt that you took too long to come to a point. The initial part where we are talking about Johari window was a little too much of gyan for all of us, then coming to the point. So when we are taking up table topics, brevity is the key. So that's my table topic evaluation report. Over to you, Toastmaster Samita.
Thank you so much. So, as an evaluator, it was a delight to watch you. You had one commendation, one recommendation, and the key message that has to be given. I have nothing else to add to it. For next evaluation, I call upon our timer for giving the timer report.
What about the speech evaluations?
Okay, let me take up the speech evaluation first. Sorry about that. So we have evaluator. She is a certified soft skill and posh trainer and an aspiring image consultant, a triple crown winner, a path breaker. She is deeply passionate about connecting with people, understanding their stories, and empowering them to go through meaningful conversation. Beyond her professional work, she enjoys cooking and gardening, activities that help her stay centered. She is also the VP Education of Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Over to you.
Good morning, Gabbys, and congratulations to all the disruptors in the room today. So you all contributed, I should say, to the blind spot challenge very brilliantly. And now I should come back to my target speaker, Toastmaster Rahul. So let me begin with what all went, stood out for me. So your project today is one of the most, I should say, unpredictable unpredictable in any path. So I'm glad you picked it and you completed it with admirable poise and calmness. So right from the beginning, you were very calm, you were centered, and you maintained a very respectful tone. And everyone here would agree that all throughout you were in control of your speech as well as the meeting room. What I noticed you were that you were receptive of the disruptions that were happening. When the first disruptor tried to divert you away from your speech, you paused, gave him a very patient hearing, and then you strategically built up the hierarchy of the concept, right? Hierarchy of the things that we need to uh, get into before buying a glove, probably a degree, a job, or some money, bike, and then petrol, or maybe tires before we get into bike. So as your speech was proceeding, so were the disruptions were also increasing, right? And you very quickly switched to a humorous tone. You played along with them. You asked the disruptors to remain in the speech and receptive of the information that is being shared. Probably they can share it further with someone who can make a use of them. I could also notice that you were receptive towards the time in hand, the last, and but you didn't discourage any of the speakers or any of their questions. Rather, you answered them all quickly. So overall, it was a very confident, composed, and a well-structured delivery. Congratulations for that. There's one recommendations if I could give you. So I felt that there was an inadequate use of the screen space that you had. You were going back and forth. Probably you could have used your glove. You could have shown your glove likewise, right? So that could have helped you use your screen space more. I see most of the time you moving back and forth only. So finally, for my conclusions, so this project was designed to test your resilience, and I feel you not only managed the difficult audience, rather you guided them and guided them with grace. Thank you. All the very best for future speeches.
Thank you. Let us hear for our evaluator, Renu Kaushal. One point here, I'll tell you, whatever you have spoken about the evaluation is very well spoken, but still you could have given some more recommendation on this project. This is a difficult project because you don't know what is going to come for you. So some more recommendation. Rahul, very well spoken. It is difficult to take up a topic which you know many of them will not relate with. Bike riding, many of them may not relate with it, and a small part that is a glove, and then too with a disruptive audience as such. You have done a remarkable job. You can be more confident in shutting the people up, telling them we'll take it later, be mindful of the time. You had gone slightly over time. So be mindful at that and be very confident in telling that this is not related. Very respectfully, you were respectful throughout, but you can be more confident in cutting short when people are disrupting you. Overall, very well done. Next, we have our timer, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan.
Yes, so let me, yeah, thank you very much, General Evaluator, Rise and Shine Gabbys. Let me share my timers report. Just a second, I'm trying to share. Okay, can you please give me sharing access? Screen sharing access, please.
I have the access now.
I have access. Yes, got it. Share. So hope my screen is visible. Is it visible, General Evaluator?
Yes, it is.
All right. So, right. So this is in short. I'll anyhow share the screenshot via chat. But what I try to do over here is I refer to the agenda. What is the expected end time? And but ideally when each of the section has started today, and then ideally when we stop today, right? And this is an expected duration, means like what is the time that you have to take for those each particular phase, and where exactly are we within the limit or have we exceeded the limit, right? And this is more of actual duration. So these two are with respect to the duration, and these two are with respect to the timings, and this is with respect to the extended actual, and this is expected. We see over here, everybody is all everybody have covered with respect to the duration part, except the PO's address. And during the phase one of TMOD's phase, where she's supposed to cover only 5 minutes, but she took 7 minutes. And similarly, the PO's address as per agenda, he's supposed to take it, the Toastmaster is supposed to take it with respect to 4 minutes, but he took 12 minutes. Right. So this is all with respect to the agenda is what I have considered as the baseline. And coming to the speaker, so the first speaker, the only speaker of today took around 16 minutes 53 seconds, which is like the grace period was around 1 minute 53 seconds. So I would leave it to the president whether to be considered in the polling. And this is all with respect to the TTM speakers. And I have also noted a few changes that I have made, considering this is not exactly a the contest platform, but in the contest, even a kind of a gesture will be counted for starting the timer. But over here, I've taken especially for the new speakers, I have taken the time when the first word was uttered, right? And these are for the evaluation timings, which is also within the time limit. With this, I will hand it over to our general evaluator.
Thank you for such a detailed report on timings. Next, we have our language evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta. Please share your report.
Thank you so much. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is the grammarian report. So today I have actually been more in an appreciative mode. So you see less of recommendations or incorrect usages. Absolutely the ones which I thought that I will call out. I'm just going to call that out. But one very interesting thing about today's meeting is that some of the very uncommon types of the ones that we don't generally use. I think we have come a long way now. We use the rule of three a lot. We use alliterations a lot. I'm seeing some new rhetorical devices being used in this meeting. So let me come to those quickly. But before that, a few areas of improvement. So Ashwini, like when you were speaking at the start, you said like when I was growing up, and then you said when I grew up in the same sentence. It's a bit of a redundancy. It was a struggle with the composition of the sentence. So that was, you were thinking when you were speaking, and that's why this happened. Then you said, let me move on to the next section. So I think let me move to the next section, or let's get started, or something like that. Let's get the ball rolling. But let me move on to the next section. It's not a good way of expressing this self. You had this one, hypophora is what you used, where you asked a question and then you answered. An example is, do I like it? I don't like it. So please make a note, everyone. This is a hypophora. It's a rhetorical device. When you ask a question and then you yourself answer it without waiting for the audience to answer the question. Next comes Rahul. Rahul, so okay, no, yeah. So Rahul used some good ones. So this one, yeah. Okay, yeah. So there's some areas of improvement, Rahul, and whenever people challenge you and you are under stress, the first casualty in a speech is grammar, and that's exactly what happened, because I know you are very good in English, but you use word like, for example, it's a short glove. Gloves cannot be short or tall. Gloves short or long. Gloves can be small or big, right? So you don't say it's a short glove, it's a smaller glove or something like that. What is three types of glove, right? What this three type of gloves is. So three and is a disagreement in terms of number. So I think that is something that was not there. You use some good words like knuckle, throttle. I did not expect you to use rhetorical device, because it's seriously very demanding if you have to use such words when your speech is bit disrupted. Now let's come to our table topic evaluator. She used a very nice one, gradatio. Gradatio is a rule of three, but here what happens is that the three words that you are using, they are in like it's an ascending order. So you were brief, you were crisp, and then she said you were fabulous, something like that. So brief, crisp, fabulous, right? So it's an ascending order. That's a rule of three, but three words. Then she used something called prolepsis. So prolepsis is basically when you are handling an objection even before the objection comes. You are preempting an objection. Like for example, in the interest of time. So I'm going to keep my so that people don't ask her later, why did you not give more recommendation? So she's saying in the interest of time, I'll give one commendation, one recommendation. It's being preempting a situation and ending. Another example of this is at the risk of bragging, right? We use this word that at the risk of bragging, there is nothing but a prolepsis, so that people don't judge you before you talk about your achievements. You're saying at the risk of bragging. Then Nitin used this, which is polis and deton. So this is using conjunctions one after the other. Like for example, no, I'm sorry. This was used by Rahul. That's where I made a mistake. So Nitin did not use this. Rahul used this. He said that yes, we need a job and we need a bike and we need a helmet and we need a petrol. So and that is a policy in deton. It's a very good rhetorical device. Try to use this more. Very easy to use. Just add more conjunctions and keep on and elongating the sentence. Nitin used the word of the day. I'm sorry, there was a small mix up here. Chaitra. Then after that, we had Barnali. Barnali had some good ones. So the first one is diacope. Diacope is the use of two words, how I speak or what I speak. So you see it's not a rule of three, but a rule of two kind of. And both of it ends with I speak, I speak. But which actually took the cake is the scasis onomaton. Scasis onomaton is a kind of a, it's a string of synonymous phrases. Again, it is a rule of three, but if you see like quite good, quite knowledgeable, quite intriguing, it's almost synonymous. She's saying the same thing three. Like for example, when you say it was super beautiful, super interesting, super nice, right? So the same thing you're saying three times. So it's again a very good rhetorical device. Couple of things, Barnali, they open up in a very vocal voice. I don't know what other voice is possible apart from vocal voice, right? Voice is always vocal. So vocal and voice doesn't need to go together. Why they are saying that side of their nature is wrong construction of English sentence. So You were sailing in a flow, so probably that happened. Muskan, you were very close to using the word of the day. In fact, your topic was something like that. You said so many things. I don't take feedback, not welcoming. I feel this, that. You just needed to say I was not receptive, right? That would have saved you almost 30 seconds of time, because the same sentence you kept on saying except using the word receptive. So that's pretty much. I like the fact that we are starting to use more complex rhetorical devices. So keep raising the bar high and keep doing the good job. In terms of the word of the day, Renu used it 3 times. One usage was incorrect, Renu, where you said that you were receptive of the time. No one can be receptive of the time. So that is what incorrect. By you, Madam General Evaluator. Am I audible?
Yeah, we are losing you in between.
True.
Thank
Yeah,
you
I am done.
for.
I handed it over to you.
Okay.
Maybe when my
Thank you
network.
for. Yeah, so there is some network issue. Sometimes technicality just gives a knock on the door and says that, yeah, we can make your program slow down a bit and test your patience. That's it. So thank you for such a detailed evaluation. This is one part where we need to be very, very careful about. And now the most interesting part, we have to check, are we were we listening to all that I was said, and can we answer the question that our listener asks us? Over to you, the distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak, for asking us those questions.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. I'll now check how receptive for you of all these things which were spoken during the meeting and were you attentive. One request, please do not blurt out the responses. Just do a show of hands or raise hand feature of Zoom and I'll pick you to answer the question so we know who is answering as well. All right, the first question. And everyone can answer apart from the person in question itself. Bernali Devnath, our guest today, hails from which city? Our guest, Bernali Devnath. Okay, yes, Prapurna, please.
Jabalpur MP.
Correct answer. Great job. Next question, slightly challenging. What was the name of the club in which Toastmaster founder Ralph C. Smedley thought of the idea of starting it? It was a club name in the United States. Where was he? Anyone? Show of hands. Our presiding officer, Saurav Datta, distinguished Toastmaster, mentioned this during the opening note. Okay, we got an answer from Noor Mohammed. Yes. Noor, please do raise of hand, but yes, good job. YMCA. It's a club, common club, which takes place in many cities in the United States, where they have fitness and other activities as well. So that's where Toastmaster was incepted. Thank you. The next question. Our speaker for the day, despite handling many disruptions, mentioned there are 3 types of gloves. Can anyone show of hand and give the answer? What are the 3 types of glove which are used for bike riding that Rahul mentioned? Can anyone recall? Yes, Renu Kaushal, although you were evaluating, I know you will have a slight advantage over here.
Yes, I had that advantage. It was one was for the regular use, the second was with the insulation, and third was for biking.
Third one is
For
slightly wrong.
racing rather, sorry. The third was
Great.
for racing.
Yes, the regular ones for the city ones, the insulated ones for the winter ones, and the third one,
Yes.
the racing ones. So yeah, good job, Renu. All right. The next question, and let's see how is your number game. How many members are there in Toastmaster of the Day Ashwini's joint family? Yes, Muskan.
22.
That's absolutely correct. Good job. All right, and the final question. As per our table topic evaluator, what is the key in table topics? Yes, Chaitra. You're on mute.
Brevity.
Correct answer. Great job. Thanks everyone for being so attentive during the meeting and answering these questions. And I hope there's a lot of learning which takes place from us learner, language evaluator as well. There were so many things which could be taken from that and as the entire meeting. Thanks everyone. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you for such good and in questions and testing the ability. And thanks to all of them because they were listening very keenly. Coming to the general evaluation, the meeting, as in Gabbys, started on time. Toastmaster Prasan Mani did a good job of explaining about the meeting. One recommendation for you is that since you are the one who is starting the meeting, started with a lot of energy. That makes all the members come together. It's a very good start when you start with a lot of energy. Second, we had our presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Saurabh. He went on to talk to people who had come, given them time. That is very important in a meeting when guests come and we welcome them. Joke master, one of the most difficult role, and Toastmaster Malti, what a wonderful job you have done out of it. We really were laughing at the way you took this role. Kudos to you, and I'm sure you will be starting on the humor path very soon. Toastmaster Ashwin, you picked up a topic which was different, which we all had, but it takes a lot of time for us to be aware of it and then work on it. Though you have brought to us, you made us think about it. And many of us who did not answer, maybe we were thinking in our mind, what is that one blind spot that helped us or is holding us back? A recommendation for you is whenever you are introducing a topic, it has to be uh, hooking the audience right in the beginning. So, what about you start with a few questions, then you go on to explain so that the audience have enough time to think about the answers, and then you ask them to come on camera and then speak. So, by that time, they can go back, think about the stories that they would like to share with you. Our timer, I have to tell you, the timer cards are really according to the theme. And this is one club which keeps on changing the timer card and having the timer card based on the theme. That is a wonderful, it's a very small, but it looks very good in a meeting. Coming to our speaker, Rahul, I have already told you, our table topic master, Propurna. All the topics were on the theme today. Very well done on that. However, what you can do is make the topics a little smaller so that whoever is listening to it can understand it and start speaking about it. We have to remember that they have 1 or 2 minutes to speak. So a topic which is shorter can be understood easier and they can speak on it. A good practice will be to put the topic on the chat box so that whoever is, uh, um, they want to refer to it once. So it's a good practice. You can put it in the chat box. And if someone is new, how about giving them a little easier topic so that they can speak on it? The topics were good, but a couple of topics where whoever is attending for the first time is understanding PT for the first time can speak something, and then we can go on from there. Otherwise, a very good. Overall, the meeting went on as always the Gabbys does. It was wonderful. Before the meeting also, all the necessary things were in one place. We have one document to go through and everything of the meeting, we get it there. Kudos to the team for working and doing it so well. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Samita, for the detailed evaluation, and thanks for the entire Tiger team for taking up the role and giving us the evaluation. With that, we come to the end of the end of this meeting. I'm so consumed by the table topics. Yes, so we come to the end of the meeting, and before I hand over the stage to our presiding officer, a quick conclusion about the topic and the entire meeting. So when we were all given birth, we did not have any restrictions, any boundaries, or any assumptions. Whatever we are today, it is all created by us with the considerations, with the assumptions, with the restrictions. So, in reality, nothing exists, okay? And we have all created everything on our own. And when you create on your own, you also have the ability to delete that and make sure that that doesn't come to you if you don't need it. So it goes same with the blind spots. So the first job here is to identify the blind spots. And when you know it is just a blind spot, you can always get rid of it. So that is my time. And thank you so much for actively listening. And I hand over the stage back to DTM Saurabh. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashwini. So we are going to quickly move on to the poll announcement, but I'm still waiting for the polls to be completed. In the meanwhile, therefore, we have got around 5 minutes of time. I would request anyone, if you have got a quick feedback to share, this is the time. Keep it short. Barnali, Muskan, particularly the guest. This is mostly for the guest and visiting Toastmasters. Pallavi, Sheikh Sima, Noor. Though Noor keeps sharing his inputs with us on chat, but any one of you, not in any particular order. The floor is open for the next 1 minute. 1 to 2 minutes, please share your feedback. Yeah, Paduka.
Yeah, so firstly, I think I'm taking this timer's role after a very long time. So I must first of all appreciate all the timers of Gabbys. Like this is really, really a stressful job. I have like 4, 5 windows, and we have been doing a wonderful job. But this also helped me to also see certain nuances, which as a club which we can enhance or improve. One is we need to consider all the sections, because I could see the transition for given to the TMOD has not been considered in the agenda. So that is also one of the reasons I think the timing is a bit overshooted every time, maybe. And then this number two is maybe we also need to reconsider the general evaluation duration that we are considering, because we have given 15 minutes, which includes TT, all the different sections onto it. But so these are one from a timer perspective, but rest all I must say, I think I love the meeting, because to be very honest, I was so immersed with the timings. So I must say I'm not able to enjoy much as an audience, but at least I learned with respect to the time management part. So with that, over to you, Saurabh.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Paduka. Yes, your feedback is well taken. That is kind of something that we will definitely work on. In fact, I thank you because I think we have been trying to identify where is the gap. I think the agenda and the meeting actuality mismatch is something that we need to seriously work on. Maybe remove a couple of things, maybe restrict number of speeches. We'll come back on that, how to fix that problem. But at least we know what to fix now. Thank you. Varnali, very quickly, any feedback from your side? 30 seconds.
Quick feedback. Since I am a guest to this platform for the first time, I was little confused what we are doing and what is the flow of the meeting. So if a brief can be given on a note or somewhere where we can just go through it, this would be helpful for the guests who are coming for the first time.
Lovely. Again, one more lovely suggestion. Yes, the Toastmaster of the day does give a flow of the meeting, but that happens during the meeting. I think before the meeting, if we can give, in fact, also, I think that's something that I'm making a note of note to self is that we will also give probably the link to our YouTube channel, Nancy, where we tell them that, you can probably go and check some of the earlier meetings I've had. Every question you can actually ask us before the meeting. So a small note along with the YouTube channel link would probably definitely help us prepare better for the meeting. Thank you so much. I think that's again a great suggestion, Barnali. Thank you. Appreciate that. Chaitra, quickly.
Thank you for your time today. And my quick suggestion would be with regard to visibility of the screen sharing. So the items that is in there are not clear legible. So I would say if the how the screen is presented, the style could be changed a bit. So whenever there's a presentation, we just see the screen sharing and not the people. So it's very the contents of the screen are very clearly legible and it's readable. That's my
I understand where
advice.
you're from. Yeah, thanks, Chetra. So the thing is that this is something that you can control through your view option. This is not something that we can control. We can control the speaker to be highlighted or spotlighted, but whether how much of the screen you are seeing, you can use the view option. And there, if you go to the speaker view, and if you minimize that tile, then you can see the more of the screen that is on share and less of the people. I think, but that's an individual's control. So, but yeah, I think that solves that.
Thank you for
Pallavi,
letting me know that
no
it's
problem. No problem.
technically a little bad. Thank you for letting me
No
know.
problem. Pallavi, you had some suggestion. Please
So
go ahead.
thank you so much. Good morning to all. I just want to say I am learning so much. I have seen you, Saurabh sir, your listener role, your evaluator role, and today's as a Graminian. The perfection you all people have, the way today Samita ma'am evaluated, just telling minute thing how the timer screen is thing. It is helping us to evolve inculcate in ourselves the observation power and how to take the feedback positively. Thank you so much for this conducting. Each time the standard of the meeting is increasing. That's what I'm observing. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pallavi. This was some really nice words. Thank you, and keep please coming back. Keep joining our meeting. We love to have our guests here. So I'm going to now announce the results quickly. So the best table topic speaker for today is Toastmaster Sanjay Gupta. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sanjay, for a very engaging table topic. Good job in terms of thinking on the feet and expressing yourself empathically. The favorite main role taker, we have got some all the strong contenders here. I see three, four strong contenders. We're pretty close, just a one vote or a couple of votes difference between all of them. But finally, the person who takes the cake is the one who removes our blind spot, which is our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashwini N. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ashwini. Barnali, you wanted to say something? Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Okay, I'll just announce the last one, and then I'll invite you to unmute yourself. Okay, and then we'll talk. Then I'll formally close the meeting, but I'll be here. And then coming to the best auxiliary role taker, that's yours truly. But I really want to thank Malti particularly for a beautiful job with this joke master role. You know, one thing which I think both all of you would have probably realized that for cracking for having some good humor, you really do not need to be like very good in terms of your sentence construction, composition, storytelling. You don't need to be perfect. You see, the humor that she picked up is her everyday dilemma, right? It's a very sincere and a real story, and we could almost feel it. What a beautiful way of illustrating to us that humor is all around us, even in our diet plans, right? So, Malti, it was an eye opener for me. Thank you. It was more like an education session for me, I would say. Thank you, Malti. And with this, I adjourn this meeting number 254. And I'm here. So, Barnali, you can please go ahead with anything. But the meeting is formally adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.